Wow, it is 3:30 in the morning. Woke up and crypto's crashing even more in the middle of the night. And in today's video, I want to talk about Dogecoin. I want to talk about Bitcoin dominance. I want to talk about alt season and what this all has looked like in previous cycles. And honestly, if we should be concerned or not. So let's just get right into it. Looking at Dogecoin right now, is trading at 27 cents. Massive sell-off from 48, 49 cents. Okay, this is a weekly time frame. Now let me explain everything going on, and then we're going to look at the RSI. So I tend to use Fibonacci a lot, especially when understanding where could the pullback go. So what I did back in the day is, well, one, I want to show you this wick right here at 0.005, and this pullback of Dogecoin was 55%. Okay, so this high to this low, where my mouse is 55%. That was a pullback, and then Dogecoin went on to see higher highs. Now, let's see this one. This point up here to this low right here was 51% pullback. So this high over the next several weeks was a 51% pullback. So we got a 55% pullback right here. We got 51% pullback. We have a 52% pullback right here. And then it goes on to create new highs. If we go back over here, we have a 64% pullback from this high point to this low. And so far, guys, we're at a 42% pullback for Dogecoin. So if you're just looking at the pullbacks and you believe this cycle is not over, then this is a totally normal thing, right? Completely normal if you just look back in time with what Dogecoin has done. Now, if we study Fibonacci and we take it from the low point to this high point right here, you can see we pulled back all the way to the 618 level, okay? So it pulled back here, it wicked, and then it went on to see new highs. That's pretty scary when the crypto falls 51%, falls 55%, falls 52%. I mean, this is pretty terrifying right now, right? But we have to understand, what was about to happen could be an even bigger run than what we've already experienced. Just looking at this last cycle, what happened here. And it's not even altcoin season yet. We'll go over Bitcoin dominance in a second, which is almost a 60%, which is very high, okay? So looking at this one, I took the Fibonacci from the very low, brought it all the way up here. You can see this pullback was to the 50 on Fib, 50 right here. And then it went on to see new highs. Then we topped, we have reasons and indicators that show us when the top will actually be. And then the bear market started. So looking at this now, we took a Fibonacci from the low of about 5 cents. We brought it to the high. You can see this was a pullback of the 786 level. We never closed below it. We whipped to the 786 and then went on to see new highs. Now we're pulling back, guys, and we are breaking the 50 right now, okay? We're on the way to the 618 level, which is 23.24 cents. Now, I could say that I was wrong, that I believed we were in a bull flag, and I thought we were going to go higher to at least 60 to 70 cents. Well, we obviously didn't, okay? So now we have to play defense, and we have to understand, well, what's next? Because a long time ago, when we were taking profits on the way up, I was saying and thinking, and honestly, kind of knew this was going to happen. I just thought it was going to happen more up here, around 60 to 70 cents, and then the massive pullback. But now, we always knew there was going to be a massive pullback before the next leg up. And right now it's happening, okay? This is the massive pullback, I believe, just in my own opinion. This is not financial advice. This is just what my belief is and what I plan to do. I believe we will run up again and make new highs like we have every single time, okay? And remember, guys, we're only down. Let's really do the math right now. We are down 42%. So if you want to take an average of a 50 to 55% pullback, that would get us somewhere in between 20 and 22 cents. Okay. The other things we want to be aware of is we have EMAs right here. So before we pulled back to the EMAs and we rallied. You can see right here, we pulled back and we rallied. This one went under and then we rallied. Okay. This one is hanging here right now. Now this is a weekly candle. So what comes on Sunday, this candle will close and it will paint us an entire story. If we pull up before Sunday and we wick, that's going to be very bullish for Dogecoin. Just like we started to wick here where my mouse is on the left-hand side of the screen. Just like where I started to wick here where my mouse is on the left-hand side of the screen. We wicked and we ran higher. So I would love to see come Sunday that we start to move higher, and this is a huge wick. Okay. I love that we're still holding the EMAs. We're still above the 618 level, but again, we've seen this before, right? This is a 786 pullback. This is a 50 pullback. This is a 618 level, 618 pullback. Completely normal, in my opinion, what's going on right now. But when you don't zoom out and you don't look at this, then most people are probably pretty terrified right now. Okay. So understanding this, and then let me get rid of this and show you how real Fibonacci actually is. Okay. If I take a fib from this high and I bring it to this low right here, you could see that we tested perfectly the 2.618 level. So guys, if you want to hear worst case scenario, would be a full Fibonacci retracement, which would get us to about 73 cents. That's my honest belief. 60 to 73 cents would be my worst case scenario. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think this is going to bottom out and we're going to make new highs. And I think it's going to be higher than we anticipated at this point for Dogecoin. Because now I get to use a Fibonacci like this. So let's get rid of this and let's take it from the high point of 48 cents and let's bring it. Let's say we do crash down to the 618, which being, what would that be? That would be about 22, 23 cents. Okay. Let's say that's the bottom. Well, now I'm using these Fibonacci levels. The 1.618 level, 65 cents. The 2, 89 cents would be a great target, I would say, 89 to 90 cents. Then you have $1.16. This has been an important zone, $1.16 to $1.20. It's definitely been on my target. And then we have $1.32. So now this is looking more realistic when this bottoms, okay? Also, I have these red lines right here. This is me taking a Fibonacci from this high point of 75 cents all the way to the low. And you can see the 1.618 level is right at $1.18. You want to get more bullish, $1.86 is the next level. Then we got $2.53, then $3 would be like the top, okay? But as of right now with Dogecoin, I might buy more, to be honest with you. Like, this is looking exactly how it looked before. And personally, though, I would love to see a wick. I would love to see a wick. I would love to maybe wait another week and see what plays out and see the uptrend on a daily time frame. This is just a massive pullback. It's a scare tactic. And when you think like retail, they're freaking out right now. And maybe you are. Maybe you're not too happy right now, but I just have to look back at what has happened and look at Fibonacci and look at all this stuff and understand that I do believe this is in our future, right up here, right around the, I would say right around 90 to about $1.34 would be the sweet spot. Because at this point, guys, what do you think is going to happen? Negative divergence will play out because I want to go back over here when Dogecoin had its massive pullback. Okay. Dropped from the RSI dropped from 99 on a weekly time frame all the way down to 66. It pulled up, made a lower high, higher high, negative divergence. That's the top. We dropped from 88 all the way down to 55 so far. Okay. I believe personally this will pull up again. We'll make a lower high, and that will be the top of the cycle. How long will that take? I don't know. It might take a couple weeks. It might take a couple months. But this is what matters right here. You want to wait for negative divergence. That's what I'm waiting for. So you can do what you want with this opportunity trading under 27 cents. but this is how I'm viewing it. Now, let's also talk about altcoin season and Bitcoin dominance, because right now it's at almost 60%. We've broken the EMA, so it looks like Bitcoin dominance wants to break down, but it's just not quite doing it yet. So we need this to break down if you want altcoin season to begin, right? Where more money flows into altcoins. Look at this though, this open gap of volume. So I would love to see Bitcoin do something like this, where hopefully we don't break this high right here and we start the downtrend like this, let's say. And then once we break this volume, guys, this is going to move fast. Okay. No volume in this area. It's going to move fast down to 44%. That's when your altcoin season begins. How long will that take? I don't know. This is lining up with March. So maybe it'll be in February, maybe March, maybe April. But we just need this to start breaking down. I'm going to show you in a second what happens when this happens. So that happens. And then if we look at the last cycle, in February of 2021, when we started to break down under these EMAs, this is really important to understand. When we broke down under the EMA and we were at highs of 73% for Bitcoin dominance, this was back in December 2020. Okay, where was Dogecoin December 2020? So if we go back in time, Dogecoin in December 2020 was right about here, okay? And then it pulled back. Right here was about January 2021. Where was Bitcoin dominance in January 2021? It started to break down on when Dogecoin was pulling back also. Once this started happening though, for the next February, March, April, and then what happened in March, April, May 2021, it completely broke down the dominance. See that fast move that I told you guys about? When there's no volume, it tends to move very fast. So that's what we need to see again happen for Bitcoin dominance, because ultimately March 2021, what happened with Dogecoin, we can look at other cryptos too. In March 2021, this started to happen. We started to consolidate after this massive pullback of 52% pullback. We consolidated. And then in April 2021, we had a massive green candle and we finished it off in May. So this whole time frame from March to May, Bitcoin dominance was doing this from March to May. It was completely crashing and Dogecoin was completely shooting up. Interesting, right? So now let's look at XRP real quick. I just want to look at the comparison with the dominance, because XRP is kind of in its own boat, but I just want to see how it compares with the dominance crashing down. So we were in March, right? So this is March for XRP. It was at 44 cents. And then by the time May 2021 rolled around, we got up to $1.75. So this point from, so again, guys, with the dominance, we were right here. We ran up over 300% for XRP. When Bitcoin dominance crashes like this, altcoins rally. I'll show you Dogecoin's rally. Dogecoin rallied, let's just say from the middle of March at 5 pennies all the way 75 cents. It ran over 1,200%. So when the dominance crashes down, it's going to be great for your altcoins. I just showed you XRP do 300%. Dogecoin just did over 1,000%. Right now, the dominance is not crashing down. So our altcoins are bleeding. But here's that open gap of volume that we all need to see happen. Once it gets down here, I fully believe that it's going to crash even harder. Okay. So again, this is just what's happening right now. It's December. Let's see how the rest of this month plays out. But again, we got to just wait it out, right? Dominance looks pretty normal. We need it to crash down. We'll see what happens by the end of this week, by Sunday. We'll see what happens on the candle close for Dogecoin by Sunday. I'm hoping that this is a huge wick that will be super bullish, and it'll be interesting to see who buys this dip right here. But hopefully this was helpful guys. A little information on Dogecoin. the Bitcoin dominance. And my overall opinion, again, is I believe this is just a big pullback before the next run up. And now for Dogecoin, I'm really targeting, minimum about 90 cents, I would say, all the way up to about $1.34. I will definitely be taking more healthy profits than I did on this run up right here. Okay. So let's be smart. Let's look for negative divergence when that plays out. And I hope you have a great Friday.